Coming up now on 7 a.m. on our Thursday morning, Coeur d'Alene Public Schools is facing a setback this morning. They're bringing students back to class. Coming up, how district leaders are handling new coronavirus cases and a staff shortage.
There is simply no reason, none, why the United States lags behind nations like South Korea and Singapore in protecting its people. Second,
while President Trump has yet to concede, President-elect Joe Biden is making his first White House appointment. What we know about his newly elected chief of staff.
It's just a really good feeling to have it finally here in the spot where it was made to be.
Local art is booming in Spokane, and this artist in Peaceful Valley is no exception. We take a look at how the newest sculpture in the area was made.
Spokane County Library locations are open for the first time. Check back with us because I'm letting you know what you need to do before you enter the doors.
And you might want to listen up because this weekend's forecast might be a perfect one to stay inside.
Up with KREM begins now.
7:01 now. Good morning. Thanks so much for being with us here on Up with KREM. Well, take a look at your screen here. This map shows the likelihood of contracting COVID-19 if someone attends an event. This is from Georgia Tech University.
Now in Spokane County, you would have a 50% chance of catching COVID-19 if you go to an event with 50 people. There would be a 75% chance of getting COVID in Kootenai County under those same conditions. And then up in Boundary County, it jumps to 83% likelihood that you would catch COVID-19. We're going to take a look all around the United States and the world a little bit later on with this show. But this map, Jen, fully interactable. I tweeted it out a little bit earlier this morning. Our KREM2 Twitter account also tweeted it out, so you can interact with it yourself.
Yeah, I actually have it pulled up on the computer in front of me, and you can mess with the event size and see what your risk is. I set it at 15, you know, maybe a typical Thanksgiving dinner perhaps. In Spokane County, that puts your risk level at about 20%.
Yikes.
So it's kind of interesting to see different counties, how it changes. So I recommend people checking it out. It's fairly interesting.
Especially as especially as we go into this time where people are starting to consider other options for Thanksgiving dinner, even looking ahead to Christmas. But maybe the weather is keeping people from considering the outside adventure, Jeremy? What do you say?
Unfortunately, the weather as we head into the next little while doesn't bode well for staying outside or away from indoor gatherings. And it really already kicked off, and it's going to keep trending in that direction. We're in the 20s under cloudy skies early on this morning. But it's kind of beautiful. It's a beautiful start to the day. We are trending well below where we should be this time of year, about 5 degrees colder than where we should be. And that cooler air sets the stage for what's to come. So this morning, bundle up, temps in the 20s. The warm spot here, Sandpoint, at 30 degrees this morning. Hour by hour, we do get back up into the upper 30s later on today. Doesn't last long. Sun goes down. We dip back down into the 30s. Then an incoming storm brings about a chance of snow. That's right, a chance of snow as we move through the night tonight. So keep in mind, you could be waking up to some fresh snow tomorrow. Some forecast models are suggesting that that snow transitions over to rain as we get into tomorrow afternoon. But either way, here's how I think it breaks down. By the time it comes to an end, I think we wake up to a bit of snow on the ground. So be ready for a snowy Friday commute. Jen?
All right, Jeremy, I'm making my indoor plans now. Thank you. Coming up now on 7:04. Well, middle school students in Coeur d'Alene Public Schools are going back to blended learning.
As of yesterday, 34 students and 28 employees have now tested positive for the coronavirus, and 600 students and staff are in quarantine because they've had close contact with a positive case.
So starting on November 30th, half of the students will attend in-person classes Monday and Tuesday. The other half will attend Thursday and Friday.
And on Wednesdays, everyone will learn remotely. The school district says that they made this decision based on staff shortages and student absences.
Time now for your morning rush, your local headlines to start your day.
About 10% of Coeur d'Alene School District bus drivers are out because of the coronavirus. District representatives say they have to bring in backup drivers to fill in, including district mechanics and an office secretary to drive students to school. The district may also be forced to consolidate some bus routes if drivers continue to remain in quarantine. Right now, the district is working to recruit new drivers to help fill the district's needs.
Today, students at the Northwest Expedition Academy will begin temporary online classes. In a statement, leaders say it's due to staffing issues because coronavirus cases within the school. Right now, 40 students and 25% of staff are out. Students are set to return to class after Thanksgiving break.
This morning, a road in Spokane linked to racism is one step closer to being renamed. Spokane Planning Commissioners approved renaming Fort George Wright Drive to Wistock's Way. It now moves to the City Council for public hearing. Wistock is the wife of the former chief of the Spokane tribe. The current name comes from the 1800s, and during that time, Colonel George Wright was leading a force behind the genocide of Spokane natives.
Well, that is your morning rush. More news in less time. You can let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media. Tim?
All right, Jen, thank you. Breaking news from the Up with KREM Election Center. Overnight, President-elect Joe Biden made his first White House appointment. He hired Ron Klain to be his chief of staff. So who is he? Well, Klain was Mr. Biden's right-hand man at the start of his vice presidency. He later served as President Obama's Ebola czar, overseeing the federal response to the outbreak that began in 2014.
One of the key touchstones of what we did during the Ebola response in 2014, 2015 was to let science and expertise drive the response and not let politics drive the response.
The president-elect is expected to announce a number of cabinet positions this month. In the meantime, let's get you caught up on where the Electoral College stands this morning. So right now, there's 2 states still up for grabs in the race for the White House: North Carolina with 15 electoral votes and Georgia with 16. On Wednesday, President Trump won Alaska, and now even if the president wins the last 2 states, he will not have enough electoral votes to be reelected. Right now, Biden has a slight lead in Georgia, and President Trump has the lead in North Carolina. So around election time, there's always the debate over if we should use the Electoral College system. And now 15 states have joined a coalition to effectively end the Electoral College by using it against itself. Under the compact, the states would award their electoral votes to the candidate who wins the nationwide popular vote. Washington and Oregon have already passed the measure twice in the past 5 elections, including President Trump's win in 2016. The candidate who won the Electoral College did not win the popular vote. The Electoral College could only be eliminated by a constitutional amendment, and the last time we changed the Constitution was back in 1992. So we want to know, what do you think about this pact? Who do you think should decide the winner, the popular vote or the Electoral College? Text us your comments at 509-448-2000, and you could see them here on Up with KREM this morning. We've been receiving a lot of results, so keep weighing in. In the meantime, I'll be in the Up with KREM Election Center all morning long, tracking breaking news from Capitol Hill and across the nation. For the latest election results, you can text the word results to 509-448-2000. Joshua?
Very much, Tim. 7:08 now. Coming up this morning, an artist in Spokane is set to make 2 new featured pieces in the Inland Northwest. Coming up this morning, we talked to her about her sculpture in Peaceful Valley.
We're taking a look outside. We can call this the calm before the storm. I'm going to let you know about an incoming storm that could blanket us in another round of snow.